Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory. Tad and Will here, where we cover all 32 NFL teams. We're here to bring it to you live. We're here to bring it to you sound. So we're going to cover the Washington Commanders and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Commanders, they go on the road and beat the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33. And this was a game where Jayden Daniels put the NFL world on blast. He goes out there, he goes on the road. It's 21 of 23, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, I want to talk about Jayden, this quarterback matchup, Jayden Daniels, Joe Burrow, the 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks who went out there and, Jayden Daniels versus Joe Burrow. I mean, the 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks that went out there and put on probably a performance for their lifetimes here in the NFL. I mean, Joe Burrow, a very tough going, him doing everything he can. But, both of these quarterbacks, former LSU players. So, but Jayden Daniels, to me, it's like, the athleticism, the versatility, the cognitability he's shown as a quarterback. A very dynamic quarterback in today's NFL, to say the least. So, the Commanders were up, pretty heavily in this game, up until late. And, the Bengals, I mean, they made a couple of desperation drives late in that fourth quarter to scratch and claw their way back into it. And then, they go for the onside kick. They managed to get within the 5 points, and then, they go for the onside kick, which obviously they weren't able to convert there. So they would have needed to get that to even keep the game going, because even if they would have recovered that onside kick, they still would have had a timeout to work with. So just crazy to think how this game could have gone. Certainly a lot closer even than what the score appears to be. So, but Jayden Daniels, he goes out there and he has his playmakers around him, like Austin Eckler, who rushed for a touchdown all night long. Jayden Daniels, only stacked twice through a very stingy Bengals defense. And those stacks, did come in the clutch, one of them being from Trey Hendrickson late in the game. And then the other stack was a half stack by Zach Carter and Jay Tufoli. So overall, even though this Bengals defense, they gave up the 38 points. So, they kind of didn't get things going until too late. It was way too late when they did really start to show up for this Bengals defense. Jayden Daniels, he goes out there, he utilizes playmakers like Zach Ertz, Noah Brown, Austin Eckler, going out there, being very resilient, being able to take hits, just even through 3 games, showing an astounding amount of leadership. He was that. You go the Commanders, you go out there, you draft a guy second overall like Jayden Daniels out of LSU, and you don't draft him second overall to not be the starter. And he stepped into this, and he has taken on that leadership role. And even through 3 games, he looked like a grown-ass man out there playing football last night.
Yeah, the Jayden Daniels situation, it's coming out to have a very similar vibe to the early start between CJ Stroud comparing to Bryce Young. It's starting similar with the Jayden Daniels and Caleb Williams. It's very early, and you don't see rookie quarterbacks just come out and play this well. That's very uncommon. We saw that last year with CJ Stroud. We're seeing a similar start for Daniels, and now he's starting to look more confident as a passer with every passing snap. One of the most efficient games we'll ever see by a rookie quarterback, 21 of 23. You get your stars involved. Terry McLaurin, 4 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown to note. So just a very impressive game by Washington on offense and a very disappointing game for the Bengals on defense, likewise, with the Commanders scoring on every possession, excluding the kneel downs to end halves. So a dominant performance by the Commanders offense. So
Like, this game isn't on Joe Burrow.
certainly not. Joe
He
Burrow
should
had
not
his
have to
best
go
game
out
of the
there.
year.
I mean, Joe Burrow should not have to go out there, lead his offense to score 33 points and still lose. I mean, this game is on the Bengals defense.
Absolutely. The Bengals offense, they were very efficient. I mean, no turnovers. Joe Burrow, the 3 touchdown passes, he looked as good as he had all year by far. He had a great game. 324, 3 touchdowns. Like I said, the no turnovers, only allowing 2 sacks. So a solid look for the Bengals offensive line, though there is some concern with Trent Brown, who tore his patellar tendon and is out for the season now. So a very unfortunate situation there for Trent Brown, but overall an impressive game for Bengals offense. Jamar Chase, the 2 touchdowns, 118 yards. The young receiver Andre Yosevas, 5 receptions, 52 yards and a touchdown. So it definitely wasn't the offense that was the problem. It was the defense that got torched by Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
So Jayden Daniels, he goes out here. He is able to, prove that he can win games on a big level, even in the primetime lights, being the rookie quarterback that he was or is. So, yeah, this Commanders team now leads the NFC East, 2-1, tied with, Philadelphia for the lead. So, Cincinnati now 0-3. They're used to starting 0-2, not 0-3 though. I mean, where does Cincinnati go from here?
Yeah, and I mean, you have 2 brutal home losses to the Patriots and the Commanders also, not teams that you would expect them to lose to. So you got to have a lot of soul searching if you're the Bengals. And quite frankly, until they show more consistency on both sides of the ball, it's hard to take this Bengals team seriously. And I know that's not what you want to hear as a Bengals fan out there, but your team just needs to come together and be more consistent before they'll be taken seriously.
A lot of them probably agree with you. But it's a tough going. It's tough going if you're a Bengals fan, because it's just like, they've kept you in so many, the Patriots game was pretty rough, but then obviously, we know how it went in Arrowhead, or Burrowhead, as Bengals fans want to call that, but kind of like lost that ring to it after that result. But now, you're 0-3, and it's just, if I were a Bengals fan, I'd be completely dead inside today, to be honest with you. Seems we're having some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
I'm so sorry, my connection cut out. I think we're still recording, so yeah, it says recording. We should be good to go. My apologies. That was on my end, the technical issues.
Yeah, so Commanders win 38-33 on Monday Night Football. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for another great episode of the Gridiron Glory. Be sure to comment below. Bengals fans, Commanders fans, Jayden Daniels fans, Burrow fans, let us know what you think.